Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphan Last, aka Skylar Madison, and today I am going to go ahead and provide you guys with the 4 years in retrospect. For some reason, just a short while ago, I was under the impression that this is my 5th year, and it's not, which is great news. And so I kind of feel a little bit more invigorated because I was just thinking, wow, for the 5th year here, wow, yeah, I'm glad this is not the 5th year that I've been doing this with the current results that I have. And so, like, this is the 4th year, so this is fine for the 4th year. Okay, I go to my subscribers. I'm going to go through this stuff real quick here. So for the lifetime of my channel, I have received 4,900 subscribers, really close to 5,000, which is awesome for my 4th year. Awesome. Like, well, here, let me go on to the last 365 days. Okay, so $451. Okay, that's for a full year's worth of work getting paid with YouTube. I mean, you definitely can't retire off of it, but I mean, that's cool. Also, YouTube does not usually have a big, bold bit of text up here, and it's only when you've accomplished something. And it says my channel got 210,732 views in the last 365 days, which that's kind of cool. That's cool. I mean, I remember when making a video on my channel felt like I was just talking to a black hole. Okay, I feel less like that, especially with my Discord server. Those of you that want to join my Discord server, link in the video description below. Seriously, like, I get to talk with you guys. I get to interact with you guys. Yeah, estimated revenue, subscribers in the last 365 days, it was 2,246 subscribers. That is actually a little bit lower than last year, but this year I did not have a viral video. And so, yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I like that. Let's see, reach. Under reach, it says that YouTube search is doing great. It's pretty much 50%. I mean, it's 45%, okay? And then suggested videos, YouTube suggesting my videos, it's like 19%. So YouTube is promoting my content. You know, that is nice. I like to see that. I like to hear that. Oh, that's nice. Okay, external. This is places like Facebook, Twitter, and such like that. About 15%. And so that's interesting. And I actually, strangely enough, think that most of that 15%, or 14% rather, is on Facebook. But they're immediate views. Like right after I post the video, I post it on Facebook, and then I get immediate views off of Facebook. Off of a bunch of Facebook groups, but long-term viewership, that I guess that's more so the YouTube search and the suggested videos. Channel pages, I don't understand that, and other, you know, that's just stuff that I don't really go into that much. Impressions and how they led. Okay, so click-through rate. Okay, now my goal actually not too long ago was a 3.0 click-through rate, and it's actually gone up to like a 4.6 click-through rate, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of gone up. Views from impressions. I don't even know what that means, but whatever. The average watch duration, they say, YouTube is saying, is about 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And, you know, I understand that. People's time is valuable, but then again, sometimes people just watch a little bit of a video and find that a few steps in, they enjoyed it, but they're looking for a different video, that sort of thing. So sometimes, you know, that influences the average view duration. I've thought about how I could, like, I've really put a lot of thought on how can I make my videos shorter. And, you know, the speed painting stuff, you know, I'm really hesitant to, like, when I just have a speed painting going on the screen, I'm really hesitant to, like, do the Jazza thing, you know, draw with Jazza, or just Jazza, that's the name of his channel. Like, I like Jazza's channel. It's more fun with art rather than, okay, okay, I want this to be like a resource on how I drew this. And like, I remember my high school teacher, art teacher, he said that there's not very many of the masters out there. Actually, only like one artistic master out there where we've had the technology to record them painting something. And he was so excited to show us Picasso painting something. And I just wish it was any artist but Picasso, pretty much, because I'm not a fan of Picasso. But I understood why he was excited about it. If it like, the thing is my high school teacher was just as excited to watch Picasso draw as I am to get a notification that Kim Jong-gi just recorded himself drawing a picture. Okay, I'm about as excited as that. And so seeing a speed painting, you're still able to kind of digest some of the thought process in what an artist is thinking and how they're executing the image in a speed painting, and you get it in a timely sort of manner. And so I like to have my entire video cover the entire course of me illustrating an image. And if I speed it up too fast, it's going to be unintelligible. And the whole benefit of seeing me do it from beginning to end is like completely pointless if I speed it up that fast. But the thing is, I guess in order to make those videos shorter, I could just cut out large sections of it. But even still, it's disappointing. I can't tell you how many times, like there's a few videos, like masterpiece images, where I forgot to press record, and so there's like 30 minutes missing. And every time that happens, I just feel like a piece of history is gone forever, and there's no getting it back. It's all said and done. So doing it more in the pop culture sort of way, like the way that Jazz is doing it, I don't want to shorten my speed painting videos. And I just have like a running commentary throughout them, just simply because I think that just having music alone, there's no connection to the artist. There's nothing that you can glean from the video, really, other than just what you see and whatever. Having the extra commentary from the artist, I think, is helpful for a learning process. I've seen a lot of Skillshare courses where people do exactly that, just a speed paint, and they just kind of narrate what they're doing, and they call that a course. And I think I've gone really much more in depth than that on my channel. But occasionally, the speed painting video with me doing a voiceover, I mean, I guess you could call that a whole course whenever I do that. Moving on to engagement. Now, engagement, this is interesting. This is telling me like what videos you guys actually like. And if I, like right now I'm looking at 365 days. Let's see, lifetime. Does this change when I switch it to lifetime? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's interesting. Well, it's still set to being 365 days. Key moments for audience retention, 365 days. Your training wheels to drawing in 3-point perspective. That jumped up to the very top of the list. And that's a fairly new video. So it's performing really well. Wow. I mean, that brand new video. and got that much attention. Illustrating a fantasy landscape, that jumped up to the top. Typically people who are into fantasy, they're really into fantasy. They are really into it. And so including the word fantasy, I just knew, without even looking up anything to improve my click-through rates, I just knew including the word fantasy in that video's description or in its title, it would boost its performance. Kind of interesting. This is cool. So the artist reacts to comic book art for the Bone comic book series, Jeff Smith. Me including the word Bone and Jeff Smith together, that must have made it jump up really good. Artist reacts. That's interesting. None of my other artist reacts videos are up here in the videos that keep the most audience retention. Your training wheels to drawing in fisheye perspective, 5-point perspective. Okay, this is a new video again. Holy cow, I have so many new videos that are on the very top. That is nice. Illustrating a cityscape. I think people were hoping that I was going to be teaching how to do it in that video. That's kind of disappointing that that one jumped up. Things need to change. Oh man, I wish that one didn't jump up to the top, but that's fine. The reason why I don't like that is because I unintentionally made it a storytime video, and I've kind of decided that I don't do storytime videos. I'm not this, like, I always try to think positively, I really do, but I am just not that guy. I'm not the happy guy, and so me doing storytime videos, no, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I'm too much of a downer, I guess, and so me telling a story, it's not always the sort of thing that you're ready for, I guess. And so you listen to the whole thing that got me kind of in sort of a mindset where I could talk about other things than just artwork is just, you listen to some of these experts, these people that have made it on social media, and they say, well, telling stories is a great way to retain an audience, and that works for most people who I think are more extroverted, that I think are just think a little bit more positively than me. So although that advice works for, I guess, most people, maybe, possibly, I don't know. I don't understand people really, but it probably, that the advice probably applies to most people. It just doesn't seem to apply to me. And so people come to my channel to watch me draw. They don't come to listen to my political views, and not even, unfortunately, as sad as this makes me, they don't watch my videos to hear about me or even my situation. And I understand. It's just I struggle sometimes, and sometimes it's not one particular thing that I can really identify. But yeah, I could keep going deeper into this, but it's ultimately just like, who cares? I need to stop doing storytime videos is basically what it is. Yeah. Moving on. Illustrating a city combat. Okay, that video right there, that's gotten a lot of engagement. Illustrating forced combat. Okay, I'm happy about that. Illustrating forced combat, that's performing well. Sketchbook session, curvilinear fisheye perspective, and that's a brand new video. It's doing pretty good, I guess. Illustrating the orb, the Galactic Ring, Clip Studio Paint. Okay, I'm glad that one is up there, performing really good with engagement. I'm glad most of these videos are connecting with you guys. Audience. So, okay, here's the thing. You guys, it says when your viewers are on YouTube, and the darker regions are when you guys are on YouTube. And it says 6 a.m. on most days, 6 a.m. So I'm not really quite sure if I'm willing to change my release schedule to 6 a.m. on Friday, just simply because it's more work for me in a shorter period of time. It makes it harder. That is a shorter deadline than I already have. 6 p.m., you guys are just kind of right here. And I guess I could release it on Sunday, but the thing is that that's basically volunteering to work every weekend and having no escape from YouTube ever and burning out, that sort of thing. I have to release my videos at 6 p.m. If you guys want to show support for my channel, just, Mountain Standard Time, if you guys want to just check out your YouTube around that time and just see if I've posted my video. Little things you can do if you want to support me in some sort of way. And I more on that later. I actually have some cool things to say about it. Let's see. Yeah, this is the revenue stuff. So here, let me go to the last 28 days. The revenue, $11 so far in the last 28 days. So it's not always but 90 days. Let's see, 8. What? That doesn't make sense. 8 in 90 days. Let's see. 365 days. Yeah, this doesn't make sense to me. Oh wait, your estimated revenue here. Let's see. 7. Okay, so in the last 7 days, I've gotten $8. That's cool. So pretty much $1 a day. Last 28 days, $36, which is cool. Last 90 days, $108 right there. Okay, so 365, 451. Okay. Lifetime 607. So yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to look at the same information, but yeah. Oh wow, look at this. In the revenue section, I can actually see monthly estimated revenue. Oh, that's cool. Like I try to pay attention to my analytics on a regular basis, but I'm always seeing new stuff. So yeah, you can see how much money I'm making every single month here, which that's cool. Revenue sources. Let's see, your estimated ad revenue. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Top earning videos. Okay. So this is cool. Your first 2D animation in Blender 2.8. That right there. Top performing, top earning, how to draw and color in Affinity Designer. Whoa, I've hit a nerve. Maybe I just don't think that there's much I think I provided all the tutorials that are relevant to my workflow is the thing. So like, it's not like I need to provide a tutorial on every aspect of the software. I just don't think that's necessary. There's so many other resources out there, but yeah, this one video, it packs a punch. It teaches everything. While at the same time, the video suggests if you don't know how to use these tools, there's a beginner's course video. It's a great video. I love that video. OpenTunes tutorial, how to render an MP4. This video is still performing kind of well. And this used to be my top video on my channel, and I thought it's going to be the only video that ever winds up on the top. Not necessarily earning, but top performing in general. It's a good performing video, and it's for an entire community of animators, and it helps, and it still works for those of you that have left comments and say it doesn't work. It works. This has not been phased out. This video right here, this one right here with this thumbnail right here, OpenTunes, how to export MP4. That right there, this video is not irrelevant. It's still, like, everything in it is still applies and works with OpenTunes, okay? How to use Crit as Assistant tool and what it's good for. I'm so glad that video has connected with you guys. That's awesome. That's good to hear. Best way to animate the camera in OpenTunes. My OpenTunes content is still performing well, and that's a little heartwarming. It lets me know that, you know, the work that I did at the very beginning is still helping people, and and I love OpenTunes. It's a great piece of software. It's the thing that kind of birthed my interest into animation. I love animation. I just hate frame by frame animation. There's a lot of people that have been making comments saying, "Hey man, I want more tutorials on Blender, specifically on the 2D animation thing." I've kind of covered all of the animation stuff that I feel like I need to cover, just simply because, like, I frame by frame animation, I've talked about it. You just watch my OpenTunes tutorials and see me working with frame by frame animation right there. And Blender's no different. If you're working with frame by frame animation, Blender is no different. You're still animating frame by frame. There are shape tweening options inside of Blender, but the thing is that those shape tweening features are not as revolutionary as I had initially hoped. I really hoped that they would have been more like Kikani. If you're waiting for, like, inevitably I will be making some Blender 2D animation grease pencil stuff, okay? I will be needing to make and, like, reanimate my video intros and my outros and stuff for my videos. That's inevitable. That needs to happen. I've just been sidetracked with a bunch of other things. I'm trying to do everything at once, and it's kind of difficult. But that's going to take time for me to, like, eventually I'm going to get to that point where I'm going to be animating new intros. It just takes time. I've got all these projects I want to work on. Brand identity is nice. It's good. I'm doing good with brand identity, I think, already as it is. I don't necessarily have to make a new video intro, but I will. It's just going to take time. And some part of me kind of feels like I'll be wanting to have Kikani features in Blender. After I wind up animating my video intro, I kind of sort of feel like, hey, at this point, maybe I should just wait until the Kikani features are introduced into Blender, until I start animating again in Blender. Because I don't know, that's part of me really wants that. Because frame by frame animation sucks. I hate it. hate every aspect of it. And they're still working on some sort of a way to rig your characters and stuff like that. And in order to learn how to rig your characters, you just generally need to know more about the software in general. And the cutout animations and stuff like that they have made for Blender, they're fine. There's a lot of really cool ones out there, but they still seem to be very experimental, and they do break. They can't, like these cutout animation rigs, they break. They can't conform to every pose, and so this makes it so that you have extra work to do if you like to work with cutout animations. And I would love to get into cutout animation if it wasn't a complete pain in the butt, but Kikani just seems like it's the best mix of everything that you would like out of cutout animation and traditional animation as well. Like it's like the perfect marriage of those concepts in a way. And with how advanced Blender is, it should be able to do that. I would love to start a Kickstarter at some point in time in order to pay a developer. I would want to use Kickstarter because of the experience that I had with Bounty Source. Like no offense, Bounty Source, you're fine. It's just there is some weird political issues going along with everything that I was experimenting with open source and such like that. Basically, Bounty Source does what it's designed to do up to a point. I think it's not perfect, but it does work to some extent. Now, but if I did a Kickstarter to get a developer paid to create Kikani-like features into Blender, that would be kind of cool. It's just I just don't think that my audience is big enough. Now, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below if this is something that interests you. Not just interest, but would you actually donate to something like that? That's an interesting question, because like if I had Kikani features in Blender, I know that I would be animating in Blender a hell of a lot more often. No question. So, I don't know. It's something that I've been toying around in my head, but I think that after the developer would have actually created that plugin, basically, that would introduce Kikani features into Blender's Grease Pencil, I think I would sell it for something like $20. $20, I think that would be a good price for it. And I actually think that I would probably split the profits on it with the developer and I, so that he and I have kind of like a passive income thing going on, and that would create somewhat of a partnership between me and a developer, which might be able to down the road make it so that these sorts of things would be more common on my channel. There would be much more like development of software on my channel. Because I would have a developer basically helping to make it, that sort of thing. That was an aspect of my channel that I really enjoyed. Me trying to find ways of innovating OpenTunes, and like if I could do something like that with Blender, but if I could somehow be more successful at it, to where like something like this could happen, like for real, I would have a product people would really want, and I don't know. Just this is cool stuff that I'm talking about, but it's kind of like dream building. I'm just kind of right now it's like a pipe dream, I feel, because my community isn't quite as big as I would want it to be in order for me to do that all of that successfully. Anyhow, dashboard. Okay. Let's segue over to talking about the Galactic Ring, okay? The Galactic Ring is a comic strip that I've been working on. Now, right now, the script is as follows. Basically, I'm able to kind of scroll through here, and you can see that the pages are all really formally formatted, I guess. And as I keep scrolling down, there comes a point where the formality disappears. So I am kind of sort of a quarter of the way from like second draft to third draft here. Okay, so good stuff. And if you would like to read my script, you can actually read it right now. Just go to my Discord server and go to the Galactic Ring. There's a link in the video description below. Like if you go on to one of my videos and you go show more, you can see that there is, if you'd like to join my Discord server, it's here. You click on that and then download Discord, jump onto my Discord. This is like a chat room sort of thing, really super advanced. But anyhow, if you go onto my Discord and go to the Galactic Ring brainstorm channel. Okay, you can go to pinned messages. Now, for right now, this area here, you can read the script here. You can read notes that I've kind of written down while listening to like Brandon Sanderson delivering a seminar on how to write a book. The Galactic Ring Bible, this is like world building stuff right here, so good stuff. But eventually this is going to have a lot more things. Like I'm going to start sharing like 3D models for the Galactic Ring, and so basically I'm going to be creating like assets, and if you want to collaborate with me, then yeah, feel free to like download these assets and also create some of your own. It's a way of collaborating with me, and just make sure that somewhere you document that you worked on that project, like, and or make sure that it's documented. And so basically, the idea is that this is a community-driven comic book strip. At least for right now, though, I am in the process of defining what the Galactic Ring is. Okay. And the Galactic Ring is freaking awesome. It's kind of like a hodgepodge of like Star Wars meets StarCraft meets Stargate, that sort of thing. And you know, it's got its own stuff going on, and I think you guys are going to like it. This is just a good way for the like, if you personally have wanted to collaborate with me, what better way than helping me make a comic book? Like you could, different ways that someone can help me. Like when the script is written out, I will have the like be asking if people wanted to come up with panel layouts and kind of like gestural drawings for each page, each panel, and stuff like that, like that sort of thing. And maybe like if you are pretty good at drawing and stuff like that, then yeah, if you wanted to go ahead and completely draw a page or something like that, and if you wanted to contribute it, great. Just consider it as, you know, showing support for my channel, in that the more buzz about the Galactic Ring, the more buzz we're going to have kind of around me. Now, when the comic strip is finished, actually as I'm creating the comic strip, I'm going to be actually just doing the sketches, like sketching out the entire comic book to up to a specific level, and I'll be sharing those on social media. And so I'll be sharing like a panel, and then the next day another panel, and then once I reach the full page's worth of panels, I would post the entire page, and that right there I think would be kind of interesting. And then once it's finished, if you missed a page or something like that, you could go ahead and just I think I might just post a PDF of the entire comic strip on my Patreon. I think that I would just post it there for free, so that people could download it. I mean, I have a Patreon, I might as well use it, and you know, like if I can do that, that would be awesome. So a free PDF on my Patreon, that would be cool. But eventually I plan on having a limited print, and I'm not really quite sure how many I will get printed, but a limited print of the comic strip. That right there, I'm thinking I would wind up selling it at a profit, because since it would be a very limited print, I would basically be only printing it once. And only a few of them. So the idea is that it would become collectible. And, you know, Todd McFarlane, who used to be the top-selling comic book artist and is now the owner of Image Comics, he says that if you're a collector trying to get comic books that are going to become valuable down the road, go for the indie comics, because they release them on a very limited print. And, you know, they are legitimate comic books. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking that once that limited print is finished, that's it. It's done. That's the end of it. I'm never going to print it ever again, but people can download the sketches of every single page for free on my Patreon. But the actual inked work would be on the limited print. Okay, I think that each print would probably have my signature, the date and time that I wound up signing it, and I would probably number it, like write a number on there. So like my first signature on the first book would be Skylar Madison, the time, the date, and then 1, and then the next book would have a 2 on it. That way, forgeries would be easier to spot because the original owners would be able to come forward and say, no, I own that specific issue, that sort of thing. So I'm talking about a limited print sold at a profit is what I'm talking about here, okay? But yeah, and there will be maybe a page or 2 of credits that would include everybody who's helped contribute and shown support for this whole endeavor when it winds up actually happening and all of that good stuff. My browser just loaded up and I'm looking at this and it's like, wow, this is cool looking. And it's nice seeing that, oh, it's my channel. So yeah, actually, when you get onto my Discord server, yeah, if you go here and then you click on here, yeah, it'll ask you to, if you want to go to your browser, you just tell it yes, and you can have access to the entire script right now. And if you wanted to think that you were being cruel, you can press Control A and press delete, okay, and all that good stuff. But really, you can restore previous historical states for your document. So seeing as that's the case, I'm not too worried about someone just, deleting it or anything like that. This is Creative Commons. So when I feel like I am finished writing what I have to say inside of the Galactic Ring universe, this will be basically your guys' intellectual property, the whole world's intellectual property that you can work with. You guys decide what is canon and what is not, and such like that. And you can see this is a big document, so I've given this a lot of thought, and I have the world building page as well. And every once in a while, towards the end of this, I kind of just have this section that I call doodles, character doodles, and it's me trying to kind of figure out my characters. And so yeah, it's interesting where they're kind of narrating what happened to them and trying to figure things out. Anyhow, when I look at my channel, when I look at my analytics and such like that, for my 4th year on YouTube, I think this is nice. This is a good place to be right now. Anyways, guys, I think I've taken up enough of your guys' time, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I just wanted to describe everything to the best of my ability, my impressions of what I've been able to accomplish throughout the year, and I think that where I am right now in the last 365 days for my 4th year on YouTube, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's encouraging. You have to start somewhere. And yeah. Anyways, guys, that pretty much concludes it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to get more notifications from me, feel free to join my Discord. If you'd like to support this channel, there's a picture of a t-shirt in the upper right corner of the screen. If you'd like to purchase a t-shirt off of my Teespring, that would be much appreciated. Any support is much appreciated. Anyways, guys, if you have enjoyed this content and would like to see more, feel free to click on anything else that's appearing on the screen right now. Thank you very much for your time.